I don't know what he is. He was in the sump of the bob tank, living the dream. I don't know if he's a gold bob. He's been eating because look at his belly. He's got a nice full belly. I just fed him some brine. But I don't know what kind of fish he is, and there's no others, so it's just him, or her, or it. It's just that one. But now, he looks a couple weeks old, but look at the Cory babies that have been spoiled rotten on baby brine shrimp. This is a 29 gallon. That's a 300 watt heater. So for scale, those Cory babies are looking amazing. They're about a 1/4 inch long, maybe 3/8 of an inch long. They look just like the mommy and daddy. I went around the room. I've been trying to breed some angels. I'm getting fungus eggs like no other. There's a good one. Look at him. He's almost ready for the big tank. Another week or two. Little emerald green patch on him. But my angelfish eggs are fungusing. So I went crazy. I did a 30% water change about 2 days ago on my angelfish tanks. And today I just did another 30% water change. And this tank will be next, because I have not done any water changes with the little babies in there, and I'm a little bit leery of it. No shortage of shrimp. There's the mystery boy, girl, whatever he is. But no shortage of shrimp in this tank. And I don't know what type of fish he's in there. There's little baby brine shrimp floating around in there. I got one batch more. He's got the orange fins. Maybe he is a tiger bob. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. I tried being angel. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the eggs and I'm putting them in a little jar and I'm putting them in the sump of my 125 to incubate. And I've been using water from the refrigerator, so it's filtered. There's no chlorine in it, and I put that in there with a little blue, and I just got it in there percolating. So when I find eggs, I'm just going to dump them in. Those little catfish, though. Where is he? I'm trying to find that one. There he. Oh, that's not him. He gone. There he is. If I can get him. Shrimp everywhere. I don't know where he went. I can't keep up with him. There he is. Look. They're pretty good size. Like I said, about 1/4 inch. They love the filter sponges. When they were little, they would go in the holes of the filter sponges. I don't know if I have any in my filter or what, but I probably do. And you can see the shrimp are doing amazing. So let me tell you something. When you feed fish, fry, you want to feed a little bit heavy, you know, because you want them to get the nutrients. You want them to suck it up. And that tank gets bad because there'll be a lot of excess food, but the snails and the shrimp, they'll completely clear it out. I'll have this tank so full of food everywhere, and you come back later, there's nothing but angelfish darting all over the place. And if you see the catfish, they're pretty active, but when there's not enough food in the tank, they're swimming in the middle of the water, in the top of the water, because they can't find food on the bottom. And of course, they've figured out that the filter sponge is a good place to go. So there's just under 50 catfish in here, I think. They're the orange Venezuelan Cory cats. But yeah, you'll know when they're hungry because they swim crazy. I mean, they're all over now, but I mean, all of them will be all over. But there's plenty of food in there for them, so I'm not gonna put more. Dear gosh, you can't hardly keep up with them. And those shrimp are incredible. They're everywhere. And those cory cats too. So I just put a little more brine in there for that little unknown baby fish. I think it's a tiger barb, but we'll figure it out. So you got to feed a lot. So don't be afraid to feed a lot. But after you do, if you got shrimp in there, you're golden. Of course you got and hair algae and hornwort. Hornwort is probably no better shrimp habitat than hornwort because they get up in there, they have babies in there. And I started out with 3 shrimp in this tank. Of course there wasn't no fish, but I wasn't even hardly feeding the tank. But then when you get the babies, of course you're feeding like crazy. And then the shrimp benefit from it too. Pretty neat little guy. That's just the air hose in front. Look at them, they're everywhere. And the snails are everywhere too. Do the snails bother you? There's that barb. If the snails bother you, know what you do? Take a little piece of, take one of those algae wafers, put it in your tank, and all the snails will go to it. And when they do, pick it up. You'll have a whole clump of snails. But yeah, I don't know what that is. It might be a tiger barb. Now, let's talk about another thing. Now, I took him out of my sump, which is about 76, 75, 76 degrees. And this tank here is probably about 78 degrees. And I just put him in. And everybody's like, oh, maybe you got to acclimate him. No, you don't have to acclimate him. When you go from cold to warm, it's not a drastic temperature, 1 or 2 degrees. It's not going to hurt him. He's a baby. I bet he'll thrive in this tank with those catfish. He was thriving in the sump. I wasn't even feeding the sump, but there's enough debris and food getting in past the filter sponge that he was able to forage an existence. And plus I'll feed the barbs a little Daphnia cube every now and again, just for the heck of it. But I feed a lot. I feed all my fish I feed a lot. Because I mean, you can tell when they're hungry. People say, oh, you just feed them every other day. I don't agree with that. I think you need to feed them at least once a day. Because in the wild, do they eat like that? No, they don't. They don't get food in the morning, that's it. They eat all day long. Ideally, you can feed them all day long. But it's a little impractical and reasonable. So, like and subscribe. Let me know what kind of fish you think it is. There's tiger barbs in the tank. There's all kinds of fish. Tiger barbs, Denison barbs. Wouldn't that be nice if it was a Denison barb? Tiger barb. It's likely a tiger barb. There's golden barbs. Golden barbs, probably one of my favorite fish. They don't bother anything and they eat hair algae. And then rosy barbs are pretty aggressive. I've not tried and kept the better with the golden barbs, but I'm not sure the golden barbs would bother the betta, to be honest with you. Another thing, those catfish were raised, now the snails will eat the eggs, I think. But the shrimp do not bother the fry, and the catfish fry do not bother the shrimp. And there's some very small baby shrimp they could probably be feeding on in here too, and I don't think they are. They just like the brine shrimp and whatever else. I've been feeding them adult brine shrimp too because they're getting a little big. I put a little bit of big brine shrimp in there, but mostly baby brine. I've been growing my own. I think the live food is the way to go when you're raising fry. And the babies, baby brine shrimp, Daphnia. I started them out on the first bites, whatever that is on the back of the tank that fell down behind the tank. Hold on a second, I'll tell you what it is. Oh, goodness, my arms, if they were only longer. Golden pearls, it's called. 5 to 50 microns for baby food. It's like cornstarch, the consistency of cornstarch. So I started with that, and then I went to the baby brine shrimp. So they're doing all right. So let's see in a few days what he turns into, because he's going to get a lot more food in here than he was getting in that filter, I think. He's eating. He's pecking at the plant. There's so much biofilm on that plant too. So let's see what he is. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and come back and see us. Leave a comment. What do you think that is? Tiger Bob, Denison Bob. Now I have the green Tiger Bobs. I have the albino Tiger Bobs. I have the regular Tiger Bobs. I have golden Bobs, Denison Bobs, and rosy Bobs in that tank. I'm not crazy about the rosy Bobs. I got them for the hair algae, but the golden Bobs do a better job, and they're less aggressive than the rosy Bobs. But in the Bob tank, the rosy Bobs don't bother anybody, nor do the Denison Bobs or the golden Bobs. It's just those Tiger Bobs. They're kind of mean. But yeah, that's him. Pretty neat looking, huh? We'll keep watching him. He'll get colors. It might be a white Bob. Look at the side. See the stripe, maybe? I don't know. Oh, dear Lord. Those little fat fingers of mine get me in more trouble. So yeah, I don't have any idea what he is. But we're going to find out. I know he's a Barb. We'll see. Thank you for watching. You all have a great day.